Hi everyone. So yesterday I posted a video of Daniella. Daniella goes to a private school here in the United Kingdom, and I shared a snippet of a video of us walking in her school. I didn't really show the school environment, but just Daniella herself. It's about 22 seconds. And then this comment that is highlighted here was in the comment section, and I knew that there was trouble. I mean, I knew that somebody obviously in the UK would comment like that, especially a Zambian. Who else? Okay, so this lady is saying that every child in the UK is entitled to 30 hours education. Primary school, you cannot afford to take a child to private school. It's just necessary. That's what she said. You see, I like it when I meet Africans like this one that think the way they are struggling in the UK is the way everybody is struggling in the UK. That think that their priorities in the UK are the same priorities for everybody else in the UK. We are all different people. Here's the thing, migrants. Many a times people will tell you, when you come to the United Kingdom, make sure you take your child to any UK school, because if you take your child to any UK school, it's free education and the child gets the best education in the world, right? But did you know that it's not every school that you can take your child to because of the area of the school, the postcode of the school? Did you know that? Did you know that you can actually spend a little and take your child to a private school in the UK and be guaranteed for them to have the best quality education? Did you know that? Of course you wouldn't know, because in the circles, in the African circles, we tell ourselves that as long as we are abroad, we are abroche, we are in the United Kingdom, our children can go to any school and they will receive the quality education because it's better than African free education, right? But I'm here to tell you something different. I was like you. I used to think like you until I studied social policy, where I learned how in the UK, certain schools are even in particular postcodes to attract people in the affluent areas. Did you know that? Of course, you wouldn't know because you just land in the UK, land in a job, and you think any school in the UK is okay. And then you start complaining about bad habits, bad behaviors, and copying certain behaviors such as smoking and other things that happen. You know what happens in your postcode areas. And then you see an African person trying their best to take their child to a private school. It becomes a problem. Why is it a problem? Because you don't know that there's what you call a school fees plan. You don't even know that you can spread the cost of the school fees across the year. Every term is 3 months, right? That's 9 months in a year. But the cost of fees are spread across 12 months. Did you know that? And if you are a couple, you could do that. You could spend money on the children, make sure they have the best quality education. Well, it's not for everybody, but it's for people who think like me. Think about it this way. If you can go and get a car from a showroom and start paying thousands of pounds per month, why can't you pay for your child to get the best education and get a second-hand vehicle? No, of course you won't, because you want everybody to know that you are happening. So you go and get yourself a brand new car from a showroom so that everybody knows that you're doing well, and you take your children to just any school as long as it's in the United Kingdom. No disrespect to any of the schools that you take your children to, but personally, the reasons why I decided to take Daniela to this private school is because, number one, government schools in the UK only offer 3 hours per day for a child who is 3 years old. Now, if I'm busy with work, I'm busy on assignment, there's no way I could literally do anything in 3 hours. It's too little for us. Okay? It's too little for us. So the private schools offer from morning up to 3:30. Normal schools close even up to 3 o'clock. They're telling you you can bring your child at 7:50 and pick up your child at 3:30, or if you want after school care, 4:30. of course I'll go for an option which allows me to be able to do what I need to do with my life than things being on hold and limited because I'm only allowed 3 hours. Of course, the government does pay 30 hours, yes, free, but it's not all private schools that accept the full 30 hours. Some private schools even accept only 20 hours. So you still have to pay for the rest of the fees. Why choose a private school? Why did I decide to choose a private school? Number one, you can listen to how Daniella is speaking. That alone tells you that she's already learning certain manners, certain habits, certain ways to speak. Number two, it's my choice as a parent to take my child to the best schools. After all, I also went to private schools when I was young. So why not? My child can benefit. Now, this lady here says, oh, you're not going to afford primary school. It's funny enough how people can judge a person based on hearsay or just assuming, or because they cannot afford it, then I cannot afford it. Do you know the plans I have for my children? Do you know the plans I have for my daughter? Do you know the plans I have? So if you don't know the plans I have, keep quiet. And again, the reason why I've decided to take my child to this school is because connections, networking. Okay? You find the affluent people, doctors, lawyers, affluent people, baristas. They take their children to those private schools. And particularly this private school, just from the car park, you know you are in the right place. You want your child to network with the right people. It's for their future. Remember, we are working for the children's future. So do you know that networking also helps your children to connect with the right people? Sometimes, most of the things that I've benefited from, even in Zambia, is because of the network of the young people or children that I went to the same school with, private schools. So it's not about what you are thinking is impossible. Just on Sunday, we celebrated Benio Omo Edo buying a house in the UK after 3 years staying in the UK. I remember when I commented on their post when they were looking for a house, I said, you can actually buy a house in the UK. And so many people were fighting me and attacking me on the comment. It's not possible. It's not possible. Why? Because the African mentality is you come to the UK, you work, you pay rent, you pay bills, you pay rent, you pay bills, you eat. Is from hand to mouth. Hand to mouth. I've been in the United Kingdom for 21 years. And I know what I'm talking about. It's the same system. Year in, year out. And I'm not getting any younger. So if I can invest in the best education for my children, why not? They get the best education. They network with the right people. Their minds are open. They get the right opportunities. And they look after me as an old lady. So know your game plan. If that's what you are thinking of your life to say, no, I cannot afford, it's up to you. We have so many people from different African countries, Zimbabwe, Nigeria, taking their children to private schools. And these are doctors. They are social workers. They are people in different professional lives or walks of life. So our children are mingling with each other. We're not thinking of today. And that's the African mindset. You are thinking of how you eat today, how you look good today, how everybody will see that you are happening in the UK and post on Instagram and Facebook. I would rather invest in my child's education than look $1 million. After all, we are alive to work for our children. So guys, Daniella's school is amazing. She's been there for nearly a year now. And all her life, since she was 4 months old, actually, she's been going to nursery schools, which have been private. And I've been paying for them since she was a baby, since she was 4 months old. She's now 3, turning 4. Calculate that. So, my dear, before you calculate people's pocket and assume that everyone is The same. Don't add us. My cousin came from America to the United Kingdom, and he came just to our area, and he said, okay, if I'm moving to the UK, I'm coming to live in this area. So it depends on where you live. So if where we live here, we have chosen to do this, it's because majority of my friends, my network, this is what we do. We take our children to private schools. If you make money in this country, I can tell you this free advice. Two things you need to do: buy a house and take your children to private school.